Hi, this is Kathy Stendrum from the USGS Urban Stormwater team in Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm going to run through the process for sample pickup and sampler reset for a 3700 ISCO sampler. Here's our sampler. It has 24 ISCO bottles inside, and this is a refrigerated unit. We had a storm last night, and we have one full bottle, and each of these bottles holds 2 samples with the way that our team has this set up. Looking at this screen up top, it tells me that it's on sample 1 of 2 for bottle 2, meaning it has not taken the first sample for the second bottle, but it has filled bottle 1 with the first 2 samples. Because I have one full bottle and because what the screen says is correct, I'm going to exit the program. It says program halted, and then I'm going to hit next bottle, and that causes the sample arm to move. Going to move it a little bit away from the sample that I'm picking up, and then I will grab a cap with a sticker on it, put it on our full bottle, and then I will label that with the method that our team uses, which what we do is we just go from 1 to 24 in the direction of the sample arm, and we put the date on here and a specific ID for each site. So talk to your team and figure out what labeling method you want to use for your own samples. I just labeled our sample bottle and replaced it with a clean bottle. It's important to note that when you are replacing ISCO bottles, make sure that you double check that there are 24 in the sampler before you leave, and make sure that all the sample bottles are flush with the edge and the bottom of this holding ring. And then what I'll do next is I will go back up to our menu and hit next bottle until our sample arm gets all the way to bottle 24. Checking as I do that the arm is in a good location to line up with each bottle as it turns. So once I'm at bottle 24, I hit the next bottle button one more time, and then it cycles back to bottle 1. Now that it's at bottle 1 and we have 24 clean bottles, I'll come back up to our menu. It still says program halted. I'll hit start sampling, hit enter to select start, and then input bottle 1 unless it's already present. And since it is there already, I will just hit enter and it'll come up to this screen. And you always want to see a message like this saying 1 of 2, bottle 1 after 1 pulses. And that will be the same for all of the 3700 model samplers. I'll show you one other method that's good to know. If you ever come to your site expecting there to be, say, 4 bottles and there's only 2, or say a couple of the bottles are only partially full, you might want to go through and see what happened during the program. You can do that by hitting display status, and then it goes to this menu. I'm going to hit review, and then we're going to go over to results, and it'll cycle through and tell you some information about what happened. And because I just reset it, there's really not much for it to say. But if you did have a sampling event, it'll tell you things like maybe there was no liquid detected at one point in the storm, which might indicate that either there was just low stage, or it could indicate that there's a break in your line or an issue with the sample tubing further up into the system. It might also tell you that there was a battery failure, and that's something that's good to know, because then you might have an issue with battery voltage, or maybe you need to reset your program. That's all for today.